This is where I need to go. I've gone that way before, but my rule is not to go by those signs. I'm now hitting a barrier, so I think I've hit this one before. No way to get where I want to go today. Well, I've moved on to Plan C. Stopped by no trespassing signs. Sort of an issue here in Arizona where you can run into those signs on the back roads. I mean, there is a lot of private property mixed in with the public land. But I've been to that area before. I've been down that road before and it wasn't marked. So it's a little bit irritating when you run into that. But I moved on to another place that I've been before. There's a lot of petroglyphs along these hills, along this black edge. And, well, I don't remember which or where, or whether this is a good section or not, but I'm just going to go have a look. We'll take some pictures if we see some. Well, I've been walking up the hill, up the rocks, and I just noticed a couple here at my feet. See if that shows up. Squiggle. Well, I found a place to come down, get the cliff band. I just see some glyphs over here. That's a rather big guy, faint still. And there's a little symbol, a little up and down with an underline, and a rather faint lizard man up there. I don't see him further that way. I hear a couple of bees, which aren't good, but I think I'm okay here. I can walk along the cliff band and find some more. It's a geometrical pattern. It's sort of half hidden by this boulder that has probably fallen down after that thing was made. Should be some along here. Oh, I can see, some up high. Okay, we'll get a look at those. Spot where I can step back a little bit to see these. Pretty nice. Looks like a sun, some circles in the sun. Some geometric patterns, some circles and maybe a spiral. There's some a grid with teeth. And there's some down below as well, although they're fainter. But over here there's a couple as well. Lizard man. That's a sort of maybe a six-legged lizard man. Not bad. A few more along that we'll get to. Oh, and there's a sort of a rake on the edge up there. Well, I came down the hill just a little bit to check out the backside of some of these big rocks that had fallen down. Well, and I see a nice circle up there. I'll see a big cross down here. What do we got here? Oh, that looks like a big pipette. These pipettes are, which are essentially a vertical, looks like a big jigsaw puzzle piece with things sticking out the side. They're common. There's whole papers written about them. There's a lot of them found around here. I think they're hohocam. I think there's also traced back to down to Mexico somewhere. And there's a big squiggle next to it. We're near a river. And there's the big cross up there. And I noticed this sort of a nice geometrical pattern down here, sort of intricate. Let's see if I can get a picture of it. I got to go down sort of low. Stood up a little higher, get a little better view. Some jets going overhead. not too far from the Air Force Base. And a little bit of a look ahead. See, it's rough travel. You can see some big glyphs ahead. Won't try to interpret from here. Here's the ones we just left, the pipette, the cross, some of the others. It's a pretty busy area. The rocks are a little hard to move along here. That is a complicated maze or just a mess, I'm not sure. Almost looks like a little pipette on the side. And then over here we got this. Geometrical, some rounded, some straight edged. Very difficult to interpret. But high up there's an unusual one. That one way up there. That's a fat lizard and a guy underneath it. Here he is a little closer from another angle. And over here also some, look like ladders almost. Something round underneath. Oh, looks like some hands over there. Oh, and there's another one up. Sort of circle with the contours in it. There's another one along here that looks a lot like that. I think I saw not too long ago, and there's a little closer view. And here's these hands. On the corner, a bunch of squiggles. Maybe a running water symbol. Pretty well done. The orangish patina on these is just due to their age. They've started to recolor. They're probably, I don't know what archaeologists estimate, maybe 800 years old, something like that. Down on that one. And I'm near some big ones. I think I recognize these. I just have to step back to get a picture. This one is known as the Archer. I'll have to admit, the first time I saw it, I didn't notice that. But if you look, he's got a bow on the left and an arrow pointing to the left. And that's interpreted as a person with the bow. Doesn't really look like it to me, but that's what it's called. And this is big. This thing's at least 4 feet high. You see a big horn below it. And there's another big one over here with a couple big, looks like mountains and some other stuff. And next to that one is this one. Well, there's some dots. This lizard man below. Sort of a hammerhead type guy on the left, upper left. I can't quite make out what those other symbols are. Lizard man. That's a rather big faint, probably big horn up there. Sort of an interesting pattern down here. Gotta make it through the bush and the rocks. I see another lizard man down there. There he goes. What we got up ahead? I've come down a little lower. There's a nice pattern on that rock. A little closer. Lizard man. And there's sort of a grid pattern on the edge and a couple more people. You see on the opposite wall some patterns with the Air Force flying by. There's some looks like rakes. Not great stuff, but worth noticing. Well, looking further ahead, I recognize that ball over there as something I saw, I don't know, a few months ago. I know it's in one of my videos. So I'm not going any farther that way. I came from the other direction that time. So I think it's time to head down. Also on the way down, a hand with a squiggly tail. See if I can get a little better picture of it. Fairly unique. That's a grid, but it maybe has arms. Not sure. There's a lizard man over there, and there's some, I think, concentric circles down there.